Good everyone, oh, today's video, and today we have the return of the Remembering the Past series. Now, of course, last time we took the P-36A, which was the first aircraft I ever unlocked, and today we have the P-400, the first ever aircraft I unlocked that had a cannon. Not exactly much of an achievement, and not really what some people would say, yeah, that's worthy of a video, but hey, why not? Something to remember it by, don't it? Now, of course, I have done a video on the P400 before, but that was nearly a year ago, fun fact. Doesn't feel like it, does it? Just proves how fast this whole coronavirus has been going on. But, yeah. It's certainly something that you don't tend to really think about. I mean, I looked up if I did a video on the P400, because I know I did. And next thing you know, it's nearly a year ago. It was on the 14th of April, is when I did that one. So, yeah, it gives you an idea. Now, of course, the P400 back in the day when I used to play arcade was an absolute beast because the Hispano cannon, you could run stealth. I mean, you can run stealth now, especially now that they've fixed the guns a little bit. But back in those days, you pretty much ran stealth on everything and you would just decimate, and it was a lot of fun. Nowadays, though, I was struggling with this thing. I'm going to be brutally honest, and that kind of comes as a shock to some of you that know I love my P39s, P63s, etc. But this thing was actually quite a challenge to get to work. Now, it's not the aircraft itself, so to speak, it's the fact that it's a little bit underpowered. I'll go into detail as to why. So, looking at the X-ray, you wouldn't think that this thing would be underpowered, but then you look at the engine. Yeah, that's not a lot of power, and that really kicks into it when you come into the climb rate, the turn rate, etc. It is not the most maneuverable, it does not have a lot of power, and to be quite frankly honest, it's underpowered and it deserves the right to be at 2.3. If you put this in, because the problem is with this aircraft, it's in a situation where if you put it higher, it's going to get its arse kicked. If you put it lower, it's going to be a clubber because it's still got the capability once you wind it up. And personally, this thing's stuck in a real bad situation. But for the moment, it's been working. And since I've got the guns to work, this is how I've had to do it. I've had to do ground in the 20s, ground in the 50 cals, and stealth on the 7.62s. This seems to be the best belt setup, and I'd like to thank Flight Sim Test for giving me this because I was fucking struggling. I really was. These guns were not working. The 20 was working fine because I was running ground anyway, but it was these two that I just couldn't get to work, but now I have. But hopefully we should be able to get at least a decent match in this aircraft, although we will be climbing a lot because this thing does not climb very fast. It's got a climb of about, what, 2,500 feet a minute? And that's if the wind's in your favour, unfortunately. But it's a nice aircraft. I've always liked this sort of series of aircraft with the mid-mounted engine because it's just so unique. You don't tend to see it. But hopefully this goes a lot better than some of the matches I had yesterday. Whilst I was running some tests on the P400 trying to get the guns to work. One of the matches I had to team up, or I had to go 2 versus 1 against a pair of LA5s. I managed to almost kill both of them, but then one of them got stolen by a greedy Corsair, and the other one managed to pull out the dive when I wouldn't have guessed he'd have pulled out of that dive. But you can't always win all, and you can't always get what you want, can you? Anyway, I'll see you all in the first match. And in typical fashion, 10 seconds after I say that, we get our first match. Not a bad map, so to speak. I'm actually going to run a tighter convergence because of where the wings, or the guns are on the wings. But yeah, this is definitely an aircraft that I really needed to get used to again. It was certainly something that I'm not 100% used to. Because it's not like a regular P-39. I mean, it kind of is, but it isn't, because it's not got the power of one. Okay, BR 3.0. I'll take that. It's a good map. Or good matchmaking, I should really say. You can just see this thing really struggles to get in the air. It's just not got that much power. On the deck, it's got close to its maximum power output. But yeah, once you get above about 4K, this thing really starts to bleed. In terms of horsepower, it's not exactly stellar. Let's put it this way, I've seen Lambos with more power when this thing gets to altitude. But yeah, looks like we got... Hang on, this might be a 3-3. Yeah, it's 3-3. Fun. This'll be fun. Not. I honestly thought that was something else then, because it was rendering differently. Well, this is going to take a couple of minutes to get to altitude, because it's a P-400. It takes forever. So I'll see you all in a few. Well, you joined me back of been about 4 minutes since I left off where I was. Yeah, this thing really does take that long to get to this altitude. Problem is now we're at the altitude where I'm going to start to wheeze, and this isn't going to be fun. But we've got quite a few enemy aircraft to deal with, and I'm going to start off with you right here. You can fuck off. I'm not having a head-on. Don't care if you're flaccid. Right. Although this thing hasn't got the best maneuverability, I can get in behind him. Critical. Oh, look, a good chunk. I don't know what I took off, but I'm going back up for some out. Okay, I'm worried about that Forever 2021 guy. I'm not so worried about this guy, though. He's out of speed, and now he's about to be out of time. Also, I apologise for my terrible aiming. It's my first match of the day, and the caffeine hasn't kicked in yet. So, apologies for the crap aim, but even so. Okay, Red Fox, he's probably going to be my next target, but then again, the IAR is more important. At this moment in time, anyway. Those two are RTB. Team's doing okay over there. Yeah, I'm going to go help this guy with the IAR. Where are you going? Nope. You're now important. You're still up there. Because I need this 109 dead. I don't really want to kill him to kill the P-38. Although it's the P-38 I don't like. Yeah, it's the E. Bye-bye. Kinda don't want him to do that. You got the IAR, sweet. That just leaves a couple of enemies left. He's over there being dealt with, you're being dealt with, so I'm going to follow the Area 2001. But also gain some altitude because this area is notorious for getting harried. So, as I said, once you get the belts to work and you get this thing to altitude, albeit you'd be old by the time you get this thing to altitude, but it really does work. You just have to be careful with it. Still got 11 cannon left and plenty of MG ammo, because, well, the light MGs do that for you, thankfully. So we've got the 109, we've got that Ori 2002 109, sorry, and that Ori 2001. Now, I don't know how that D520 is doing up there, and I'm probably going to get harried at this point. But I think I might have to go help the D520. Because as good as the D520 is, because I actually quite like that aircraft, and so does Harry, there's not a lot he can really do at about 4 kilometers against a BF-109, especially an E-model. It will kick his teeth in, so I need to go help him. But if I won't be much use, but 2 planes are better than 1. And the P-40 got him, sweet. Okay. Because I need to help this D520 urgently, because he is actually the highest aircraft on our team right now. Because all of our bombers are dead. Yeah, Bob, I need some power. I know you don't have a lot to give, but honestly, that's the one thing about the P-400 is I wish it had more power. Like, seriously, I wish it had about another 200 horse, at least. Okay, he's down, so that just leaves this guy. I think the D520 might have it, though. Because that is a Frederick 109. So it's not as maneuverable as the E model. He's out of ammo. I'm here, buddy, don't worry. Come on, give me some power. Come on. God, this thing is just so poor in terms of handling. Let's spray some MG ammo down him. I'm not intending to hit him, I'm just trying to get him distracted, that's all. Okay, where's he gonna go? I think we all know where he's gonna go, and I could pursue him, and I think I will. Because I will catch him. He thinks he can outrun a P-400, he can't. Well, on the deck he might, but I doubt it. I've never really had one and I'd escape from me in these things. Skadoosh! That's why you don't try and outrun me, buddy.
Well done.
GG, 3 kills, I'll take that. That's a good run. I bet you've all missed that, just me using Joe average matches. Like 2, 3 kills, sometimes even 1, if it's just interesting. I bet you've all missed that. But yep, feels nice to actually get this thing to work, even at a full up tier. That was a good team. But if we lost a few early on, we lost this Spitfire because he decided to pancake. But 3 kills, I'll take that. Second place on the team. That was a good result. And there you go. Not much SL gain, and obviously because I'm researching a bloody jet, I'm not exactly getting amazing RP gains, but to be fair, I don't play jets, so even if I was caring about it, I wouldn't anyway. But yeah, not a bad match at all. 3 kills. I will certainly take that for a run in the P400. That's probably one of my higher tallies in the P400. I know that sounds a bit over the top. Like, there's no way I've gotten less than 4 kills. I have gotten 4 kills before, but I've never gotten an ace in this aircraft. It's actually pretty hard to pull it off because you have to spend so much time side climbing, and that really does limit what you can and can't do, so to speak. But still, I'm fairly certain people enjoyed that anyway. And at least now we can move on to a bit of Germany. And well, this ought to be a fun one if Gaijin servers actually let me. Anytime. And we'll be beginning with one of my personal favourites, the Ju-87B2. I used to use this thing for trolling a lot back in the day. And well, that's why I'm bringing it back, because I want to see if it can still hold its own many years later. And as you can also see down here, we have the German C202. If Harry hasn't got the skin, here it is, it's gorgeous. This was the first aircraft I ever scored an ace in. Albeit it was arcade, but the point still stands. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed today's episode on the P400, and I will see you all on the next one.